Hey everybody, it's Greg again. It's another edition of Unbreakable podcast. It is Tuesday, March 11th. Oh my God, it's 70 degrees here in Eastern Pennsylvania. It's beautiful. It's a bright, sunny, blue skies day, and it's sunny and it's warm, and it's a taste of spring. Oh yes. Not that wintertime can't come back and kick us in the back and the butt. Cocoa. Um, But yeah, we changed the time. Are you over the time change now? Back in the day when I was a young buck, you know, it would kick me in the butt. Like today, like on a Tuesday, change the clock. Monday wouldn't be too bad because I'm rested up from the weekend. But then Tuesday, oh, it's dragging. Yeah. I could really feel it. But anyway, we got uh longer nights now, evenings. We could go out, take a walk, whatever. Did you know the local weather station? I listen to one TV station, weather station, and I like it. Action News Channel 6 is really good. It's been like family to us. We've always had Channel 6 on. We always followed it here in Philadelphia, followed it, had it on in the background, all the way back to when my mom and dad always had Action News in the feed all the time. I still do. It's the only station I watch. But uh, what was kind of weird yesterday, they were predicting the weather. And they said that tomorrow's going to be 70. It's going to be a great day to go outside and have fun. Unless you're working. No, that's, you can't do that. Whatever. Uh, so they give you, this seems so weird. They gave you like 5 suggested things you could do on a day like today. Like go out and cut the grass, plant, prepare your flower beds, wash the car, take the dog for a walk, blah blah blah. And I'm thinking to myself, do people really need a TV station to give them suggestions what to do when you go outside? I get it that a lot of people are stuck inside. They're inside from the winter. That you're just starting to break away and get outdoors again. The weather's getting nice, and you get away from your computer screens like I'm on right now, and your phones, and just get outside and enjoy the sunshine and some shit, right? But are we at that point now where literally the TV stations have to tell you to get outside and what to do when you go outside? You know, what do I do? You go out the door and you're there. What do I do? What do I do? What did the TV station tell me to do? Oh, go wash the car. Oh, take the dog for a walk. Oh, prepare the flower bed. Oh, maybe play a little ball. Oh, it's so stupid. Anyway, oh my God, I can't forget this guy. Coco, there's my buddy right there. Coco, our Coco. But while we're looking at Coco, who pretty soon, it's going to be a year since Coco has inhabited the house. And you could say he's taken over the house. You could say that. But hey, hey, Coco, look at us. Oh, there he is. Isn't he cute? Especially with live face text he is. Wait, who's cute? Definitely Coco. All right, there's another cutie. Bud Bud, our friend, the patron saint of this fine broadcast, Tugman himself. Look it up. We miss you, Bud Bud. And it's coming up to 1 year for his anniversary since Bud crossed the Rainbow Bridge. And we miss our Bud. But we have our Coco now, right, Coco? Yes. So what's been happening since the last time I was on? Just the stock market is crashing, planes are crashing everywhere. We're at war with Canada. Canada? Duh. Yeah. Same old, same old. But anyway, uh, yeah, things kind of got to get better, don't you think? Egg prices are still up there. You got to take out a mortgage on your house to buy apartments, you know? I mean, you know, things, I guess things could be worse. Could they really? You know what today is, though? Today is 5 years to the day since they proclaimed the COVID virus as a pandemic, kind of thing. So, 5 years, I look back on it and it's like another world. Doesn't it seem that way to you? Like we were like in a movie, like a science fiction movie. Remember how we all had to stay inside? You had to wear a mask when you go out, and like there was no toilet paper on the shelves at the supermarket, and it was like really creepy. Like even when you went to like a wedding or a funeral, only so many people were allowed to gather. You remember that? It was a sad time. In fact, one of my brothers passed away during the pandemic, and they only allowed 10 people at the gravesite. Now, he had a lot more friends than that. He was well known all around town, had a lot of friends, and it really was a shame that they only allowed 10 people. But that's how bad it was. We tend to forget because now we're sort of happy-go-lucky. We could go to concerts again. We could go to ball games again. Remember that? We couldn't see live music. We could hear live music. Could go to the ball game. They had cardboard fans in the stands. Oh God, it was awful. So think of that 5 years ago, huh? I think the worst part of it to me was the uncertainty. We didn't know. Nobody knew if they were going to die. Nobody knew if we were like stuck inside forever. Nobody knew uh, whether they would find a vaccine for the virus. Thank God they did. But man, I tell you, looking back on it, it just seems like a episode from the Twilight Zone, doesn't it? Hard to believe. 5 years ago, it started. But anyway, hopefully we have brighter times ahead. Huh? Can't get much worse, I'll tell you that. Well, I'll tell you what is ahead, though. Baseball. Reliable baseball. You know, no matter what happens in life, baseball always survives, right? Baseball is there. Constant earnings. Baseball is summertime. Baseball is springtime. Baseball is good weather, good times, getting together and rooting your team on, whether you suck or whether good, right? It's just baseball means fun, good times. Getting out to the old ballpark or every night putting on the Phillies, right? To watch the Phillies every single night and following them. It's like a soap opera. You're following them every single day for what, 6, 7 months. So it's just a lot of fun. And I really love it. I love it, and I appreciate it more and more the older I get. And that makes sense because when I was a social worker in nursing homes and stuff, a lot of my residents were Phillies fans. They would follow the Phillies on TV religiously every day, every day. When they weren't on TV, they listened to them on the radio. And sometimes it's pretty cool. Go back and listen to the games on the radio. And it's like when you were a kid, not every game was on TV back then. And so you had to listen on the radio if you wanted to listen to the Phillies. And that brings back a lot of memories with the broadcasters, Richie Ashburn, Harry Kalas, on Sam, and being in your bed with the transistor radio on at night under your pillow, listening to the West Coast games. And it just brings back a lot of memories. So baseball means good times. And it's getting there, 2 weeks from Thursday, is opening day for the Phillies down in Washington. And so the boys are getting in shape in Florida. And I can't wait. I think it's going to be a good year for the Phillies. I think the window is closing on this group. There's Harper, Aaron Nola, Zach Wheeler. They've got to get it done. They have to win the World Series soon, or else this group is going to be out of the prime. You know, we're going to have to turn it over to the next group. So, like I told you the other day when we were talking about baseball, I gave you my predictions. I think the Phillies will win the National League East. I think the pitching is too good, and they'll hold off the Braves and the Mets. I think the Cincinnati Reds, young team, Terry Francona is the new manager. Cincinnati Reds are going to take the Central Division over the Cubbies. And so the NL West, let's talk about that. Dodgers, everybody's Dodgers. And they're putting the Dodgers in the World Series. But don't get me wrong, the Dodgers have a great team, but Dodgers have injury problems. You know, Freddie Freeman is still battling injuries. Shohei Ohtani had that surgery, that the shoulder surgery to try to get over. And he may not pitch until May because they're really taking him slow because he had Tommy John surgery. And so, you know, even though the Dodgers have tons of talent and tons of pitching, I wouldn't put the Dodgers in the World Series necessarily. Not yet. They may get off to a little slow start there. Certainly they're going to be pressed in the West. But Arizona Diamondbacks have a good team. So do the San Diego Padres. And the Giants are good. They're having a really good sport. Colorado sucks. But, you know, so I don't know. You know, I looked at the line. The Dodgers win total is 103. That's their line. The win over 103 games, that's a lot of games. Well, I mean, you don't know what's going to happen. Injuries, bad luck. Don't forget the Dodgers won the World Series last year. They may not be as hungry this year as they were. All it takes is a bounce of the ball one way or the other. You know, things could be different. So, personally, I think they're going to win less than 103 is just so tough. You know, I mean, the Dodgers could win 100 games, which is considered great. It's still go over that line, that number by 3 games. So I would take 103. Are the Dodgers capable of winning 104 plus games? Yes, very much so. But I would say under is the one there. So the Dodgers will probably take the West, probably. But I wouldn't be surprised if Arizona finishes second. So you got Dodgers, Arizona, 1, 2. Just that two. American League, well, you know what? How about that? Garrett Cole, the star of pitcher of the Yankees, has to have Tommy John surgery. Out for the entire year, probably out for some of 2026 too. Now, Yankees are loaded too. They have a lot of pitching down there. But they've got some other ones. Giancarlo Stanton may be out for a while. He's got problems. And wouldn't put the Yankees necessarily series either. Again. The Orioles, if they ever get their act together with those young players, could challenge the Boston Red Sox, so very much improved this year. They added Alex Bergen, and they added Crochet, the left-handed pitcher. So Boston can come back. American League Central, that's up for grabs. Yeah, they got the good young teams, the Royals, the Tigers. You can't count the Guardians. You know, they still have a lot of good players. The Twins still have good players. So that division is up for grabs. Personally, I like the Tigers. I think the Tigers take that division. Yeah, they sort of got their feet wet last year when they were in the playoffs. And so let's see what they do this year, right? Finally, American League West. As much as I'd like to see the Seattle Mariners win it, they were up by 10 games in American League West last year, and they blew it. They choked like dogs. As much as I'd love to see them win it, I don't think they will. They don't have enough offense. I like Texas. Texas won the World Series a couple years ago, had a down year. Last year, I think they bounced back and win. Anybody but the stinking rotten cheating Astros. I don't want the Astros to win. I don't think they will. They lost too many players. Some of their key guys are getting old. I don't think the Astros are going to win. What about Mike Trout and the Angels? Huh? I don't know. Trout, you know what? I just think you're spinning your wheels out there, buddy. I know you like Southern California. You don't like being in the spotlight, being in Philly. But I'll tell you what, by the trade deadline in late July, you watch. Angels are going to be like 15, 20 games out of first place, and you're going to be begging again. You'll say, trade me back home to Philly. And he would fit in. He's got a spot in the outfield there. Phillies need an extra outfielder, so he would fit in and he would protect Bryce Harper. That would be a pretty potent punch there, Harper and Trout together. So we'll see what happens, right? So anyway, hey, how about those Eagles? Hey, by the way, in case you didn't know, the Eagles won the Super Bowl this year. Did you know that? Especially if you're from Dallas, Texas. You're a Cowboys fan? Yep. Eagles won the Super Bowl. How about that? How about them apples, huh? Well, free agency started yesterday. Eagles lost quite a few players, especially on defense. And but I'm not worried, and that's not unexpected. When you win the Super Bowl and when you're a really good team or a big team, you got to figure other teams are going to take your players away because they know you have great players. The Eagles don't like to commit a lot of money to guys who are getting older. They just don't. They're going to go with the young talent. I mean, Howie Roseman replenishes the roster every year with the draft. And if you're drafting well, you're going to get younger players, right? Cheaper players you can afford. You groom them, develop them, and in a couple of years, if they are really good and you want to keep them long term, then you pay them. But if not, you let them walk. Well, that's what the Eagles did, I think they'll miss Josh Sweat. He is a good pass rusher. There are guys they're going to miss, but it's not like the Eagles don't have guys who could fill it. If the Eagles didn't have the depth that they have on their roster, I would be. I'll tell you, Washington is building there. They got an offensive lineman from Houston yesterday. They want to challenge the Eagles, not only for supremacy in the NFC. Let's face it, they got to the NFC Championship game last year too. But Washington wants to challenge the Eagles for the division. They figure they have Jalen Daniels coming back, Jaden Daniels. They re-signed Zach Ertz. He played really well for them. And Washington's going all in. You can't blame them. Give them credit. They're not like the stinking Cowboys. They don't do anything, and yet they get all the glory. They're on TV all the time. What the hell? So Washington is going to be a force to be with. Not only this year, but in years to come. But hey, things change, people get hurt. Things happen. So we'll see how it plays out. But I'm not worried about losing people. It was bound to happen. So as long as the Eagles can replenish, they're going to be okay. 76ers. Oh, terrible. And did you hear their goofy, dopey general manager, Daryl Morey, comes out on a podcast yesterday and starts blaming the fans, saying the fans are angry. Well, you'd be angry too if you weren't winning a championship. You'd be angry too if you had a stupid dope as a general manager who didn't know how to build a team. Stupid idiot. He gives an already disabled Joel Embiid a contract extension. Hello, McFly. Hello, anybody home? He signs an old, decrepit Paul George, who can't really even play anymore. Forget about him playing back games. He's not going to do. I thought the Sixers weren't tanking them for me. I thought, but they just stink. That's why they're losing games. They stink. But now I really think they're actively trying. I think they're tanking games. Why? Because they're not playing their best players. And they only have like really 2 or 3 really decent players on the team. And Tyrese Maxey is hurt. He hurt his back. Okay. Maybe they're keeping him out a little longer than he should, just to lose a few more games. Andre Drummond said he was sick. He hardly played Sunday when he played the Jazz. He didn't play at all yesterday. I think they're holding him out. And Kelly Oubre, who has been their best player lately, all of a sudden he rolls an ankle. He can't play. Really? He looked okay to me the other night, jumping out on the bench, cheering the reserves on. When you watch the Sixers, it's like watching a G League game, a minor league game. And yet, when you go down to the Wells Fargo Center, you're paying like $150 a ticket, $200 a ticket, depending on where you're sitting, maybe more. So it's a total scam. It's a total scam. Sixers need to start over. Okay, that's it. Start over. Not only do you need to get guys in who know basketball, but you need ideally the owner who's stuck on the Washington Commanders and has the Jersey Devils too. I mean, this guy has all these sports franchises and he's stupid. Sell the Sixers to a guy who really cares about the team, basketball, and Philadelphia. Okay, but the way to solve the Sixers' plight is you get basketball guys in. It starts at the top. Guys who know how to draft, guys who know how to sign good free agents, guys who know how to manage the salary cap. And you bring them in, and you all of a sudden you start to establish a winning culture. And that's what they need. Now, all this losing would be okay if the Sixers were short of getting high draft pick, but they're not. In fact, if they don't get one of the top 6 draft picks, Oklahoma City, of all teams, one of the best teams in basketball, can have their first round pick. It's because stupid general manager traded away. So that's why the Sixers have to tank. They have to get as bad as they can be in order to have a better chance of getting one of the top 6 picks. If they get like number 9 or 10, they don't even have a first round pick. So all this losing goes to waste, It's just, they are just pathetic. So it's sad because Philadelphia it's more of a football town than even a baseball town, but it does have a history of basketball. Look at the Palestra is in Philadelphia, right? That's college basketball, but that is basketball right there. Palestra. So, it's a shame what's happening to the Sixers. Thank God they're not getting that arena downtown. Thank God. We're supposedly getting a new arena upward. A new arena where the Wells Fargo Center is around there. Okay, maybe by 2031 or something, But they're just a waste of time. So that's that. Otherwise, that's about it. That's all that's going on. So I'm going to be signing off. I'm going deck, enjoying some of this weather. I got a couple of things cooking, literary front that I'll tell you about sometime soon. I still have sold 7 short stories they've been accepted for publication. One is already out. A few more are coming up really shortly. And I'm going to put all these stories together and put them in a collection, and let's see if somebody will take the bait for that. Huh? So we'll see. Buddy. So everybody have a great day, huh? And let's do the best we can, I mean, it seems like the world around us is kind of crumbling here. But we've been through tough times before. I mean, like I said, look at 5 years ago, we were through the pandemic. And hey, some of us didn't survive. A lot of us didn't survive. But a lot of us are here, right? So we survived worse things than what we're going through. And so hang in there, hope the things get better. Hope there's a light at the end of the tunnel, so to speak, right? So let's just hope the tunnel isn't like 20 miles long. So, all right. Peace and love, everybody. And I'll talk to you again soon. If not tomorrow, then soon. Yeah. And be kind to everyone. Talk to you soon. Bye.